Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Translation: the personality of Godhead said, "O my dear king, even the entirety of whatever they may be within the three worlds to satisfy one's senses cannot satisfy a person whose senses are uncontrolled." Purport: the material world is an illusory energy to deviate the living entities from the path of self-realization. Anyone who is in this material world is extremely anxious to get more and more things for sense gratification. Actually, however, the purpose of life is not sense gratification, but self-realization. Therefore, those who are too addicted to sense gratification are advised to practice the mystic yoga system or Ashtanga yoga system, consisting of yam, niyam, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, and so on. In this way, one can control the senses. The purpose of controlling the senses is to stop one's implication in the cycle of birth and death, as stated by Rishabhadev. Nunam pramatta kurute vikarma yad indriya pritaya aparnoti nasadu manye yatatmanoyam asanapi kleshada asadeha. When a person considers sense gratification the aim of life, he certainly becomes mad after materialistic living and engages in all kinds of sinful activity. He does not know that due to his past misdeeds, he has already received a body which, although temporary, is the cause of his misery. Actually, the living entity should not have taken on a material body, but he has been awarded the material body for sense gratification. Therefore, I think it not befitting an intelligent man to involve himself again in the activities of sense gratification, by which he perpetually gets material bodies one after another. This is the translation for the verse I just quoted from Bhagavatam by Rishabhadev. Purport continues: thus, according to Rishabhadev, the human beings in this material world are just like madmen engaged in activities which they should not perform, but which they do perform only for sense gratification. Such activities are not good because in this way one creates another body for his next life as punishment for his nefarious activities. And as soon as he gets another material body, he is put into repeated suffering in material existence. Therefore, the Vedic culture or Brahminical culture teaches one how to be satisfied with possessing the minimum necessities in life. To teach this highest culture, Varnashram Dharma is recommended. The aim of the Varnashram division, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyas, is to train one to control the senses and be content with the bare necessities. Here, Lord Vamanadeva, as an ideal Brahmachari, refuses Bali Maharaj's offer to give him anything he might want. He says that without contentment, one could not be happy even if he possesses the property of the entire world or the entire universe. In human society, therefore, the Brahminical culture, Kshatriya culture and Vaishya culture must be maintained. And people must be taught how to be satisfied with only what they need. In modern civilization, there is no such education. Everyone tries to possess more and more, and everyone is dissatisfied and unhappy. The Krishna consciousness movement is therefore establishing various farms, especially in America, to show how to be happy and content with minimum necessities of life and to save time for self-realization, which one can very easily achieve by chanting the Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Om Jnanativrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakapataru Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Chapatitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasani Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Text 21 again. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Yavanto Vishaya Preshtas Trilokyam Ajitendriyam Na Shaknuvanti Te Sarve Pratipurayetum Nirpa. Translation again. The personality of God had said, O my dear king, even the entirety of whatever there may be within the three worlds to satisfy one's senses cannot satisfy a person whose senses are uncontrolled. The story so far in this pastime of Vamanadeva is that the demigod had lost their kingdom to the Asuras. Asuras had taken over the kingdom of the demigods, so they had approached the Supreme Personality of Godhead to assist them. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead incarnated as Vamana. Vamana actually means dwarf in Sanskrit. He came as a Brahmana, dwarf, brahmachari. Brahmana, brahmachari, dwarf. He came to Bali Maharaj to beg. So when he came, when Bali Maharaj saw him, he said that this is a Brahmana who has come to beg from me. So he is ready to give him whatever he wants. And he asked him, so what do you want? And he asked for three paces of land. Just 3 paces of land. So then, he gave a lot of philosophy. He said, oh, Bali Maharaj, you're very exalted. He glorified, he said, you're coming in the line of Hiranyaksha. What a great personality. Hiranyaksha, he was a great personality. And you're in the same line as Prahlad Maharaj, definitely, he's a great personality. He glorified him also. Then he glorified Virochan, and your father, Virochan, great personality. We had gone to Melkote, we found out that it was Virochan who stole the helmet, the mukut, crown of Vishnu, which Garuda went to get back from him. Anyway, glorifying, he said, you're a great person, and you're great descendants. And you yourself are so great, Bali Maharaj. He'd actually taken the kingdom from the Devatas. So then he told him, so he wanted 3 paces of land. But, 3 steps of land. So now Bali Maharaj said, after hearing it, said that, okay, you spoke so great words, now you're asking 3 paces of land. So Bali Maharaj said in the previous verses, that, O son of a Brahmana, your instructions are as good as those of learned and elderly persons. You're speaking very good philosophy. And nonetheless, you are a boy. He came as a brahmachari. And your intelligence is insufficient. He said, you're not so intelligent. You can open the door. Yes. You are not so intelligent. And thus, you are not very prudent. Excuse me, just now. Thus, you are not very prudent in regard to your self-interest. Prudent means somebody who's very calculating, very careful what he's getting, what he's not, like Chalak. You're not very smart, because he's saying, next verse, I'm able to give you an entire island. Island here in this case, Dweep, is referring to planet, because the space is compared to an ocean, and each of the planets are known as Dweep, Jambu Dweep, etc. So I am able to give an entire island because I am the proprietor of the 3 divisions of this universe. And you have come to take something from me. And you have pleased me by your sweet words. He glorified his ancestors. He said, you see, Hiranyaksha was so powerful, he took a club, he roamed the earth to fight. He was such a great person. So he said, I'm very pleased by your sweet words, but now you're only asking for 3 pieces of land. This is not very intelligent. Therefore, you are not very intelligent. He's correcting, small boy, you have come to me, you're asking 3 pieces of land. Now 3 pieces of land is less. But now he is a boy and he's a dwarf. You understand, dwarf. So now what is his 3 pieces of land? It's not same as mine or yours. So say, now you're not so intelligent. You've come, you've glorified me, I'm very happy, I'm the possessor of everything. Now you're asking for 3 pieces of land. After all that, after pleasing me, at least you ask for a planet, I'll give it to you. Because I'm pleased by your words and I'm pleased by you. Now why are you asking for 3 pieces after all this long conversation? So in reply to that, here, then one more verse comes here. O small boy, one who approaches me to beg something should not have to ask anything more anywhere. Therefore, if you wish, you may ask from me as much land as will suffice to maintain you according to your needs. He's trying to teach Vamanadeva, who had come, that look, I'm teaching you how to ask for donation. Don't ask for a small thing. You have come to a big person. You ask something big that you not have to ask again. This is not intelligent. So in reply, this is the reply now, that when the Supreme Personality of Godhead comes, he performs his pastimes, everything is very instructional. Because there is one of the names in Vishnu Sahasranam, I forgot what it is, that when the Supreme Personality of Godhead does something, he does many things at once. Battle of Kurukshetra, many things at once were done to different people, many things that had to be done. So in this case, there are different instructions which are given. In this pastime, which are very instructional, not simply that the pastime itself is instructional, but each of the lessons. Now look at this particular lesson. Well, this is what he's saying, that, oh my dear king, because the king told him that, why are you asking 3 pieces of land? You ask something that you will not have to ask again for, Now he's saying that even the entirety of whatever they may be within the 3 worlds cannot satisfy one's senses of those whose senses are not controlled. Now this is a lesson to Bali also, that you conquered the whole kingdom. That's what you wanted. You conquered this lower, middle and upper planetary systems have been conquered. So now he's telling him, now look, even if someone is not satisfied, even the 3 worlds will not satisfy him. This is a message to Bali Maharaj, he desired to take over everything. Actually, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he prefers that administration is done by devotees or those who are subservient to his commands, because this material world has a plan. So they are more likely to fulfill that plan, that the living entities have to follow dharma first of all. That is best. And better than that is they advance in Krishna consciousness. But if that's not there, at least Varnashram should be instituted and they should do their duties in Varnashram. And that should be regulated. So for that purpose, he will always prefer that the Devatas rule. And even in this, our Bharat Varsha, he preferred that the Pandavas ruled. Because actually, when Duryodhana was ruling, Vedic culture was maintained. He was doing the job, he was not against Vedic culture per se. But he preferred that a devotee comes, or someone who is much more favorable to him. And so in this case, he is telling Bali Maharaj that you are not satisfied. Even 3 worlds will not satisfy you. That even, if someone's senses are not controlled, you will not be satisfied with 3 worlds. So that's how I'm only asking for 3 pieces of land. And in relation to that, here Srila Prabhupada is saying this point, that this material world is illusory and it's supposed to deviate living entities from the path of realization. Actually, that is, now whenever we talk about material world, material energy, always there's a personification. Now we're talking about Maya Devi. The duty of Maya Devi is that inside of us there's so many desires. We cannot go back to the Supreme Personality of Godhead with these desires. And so, if you want to go back, they have to be taken out. They have to be pulled out. So, anybody who's in this material world, whatever the desires are, okay, enjoy this desire. You have this desire, enjoy. And then Maya Devi is supplying. And someone wants to come back to Krishna, then another Shakti comes. Prakshanatmika Vidhi. A Shakti. The Avaranatmika Shakti, covering Shakti of Maya, that is to keep everyone in Maya, that okay, you this enjoy, okay, you had this desire, enjoy it. Next life, this enjoyment, you got a new desire now, you can enjoy this. Okay, oh, this person came, you didn't like him, you have to kill him, he killed you past life. Okay, it's going on. But for a person who says, now I want to come out of this, then Prakshanatmika Shakti, then another Shakti kicks in where she goes into overdrive. Okay, look, this desire, all of these desires, you are not going to forget about this? What about this? Fulfill it, do it. And so, if you want to go to Krishna, these desires have to disappear. They have to be ignored, just given up. So that is the purpose. Here the material world is illusory. Material world is an illusory energy to deviate the living entities from the path of self-realization. As long as you have material desire, we'll stay. Anyone who's in this material world is extremely anxious to get more and more things for sense gratification. That's their desire. But the purpose of life is not this sense gratification, it's self-realization. But as long as you have material desires, it's not possible. So here, one instruction here given by Vamanadeva. He said, I came to this person who can give me what I want, but I want 3 places of land. Oh, why is that? Why are you asking that? He's a very rich person, he'll give you what you want. No, if I'm not satisfied with 3 places of land, then what will satisfy me? If I'm not satisfied myself, peaceful, then nothing will satisfy me. Prabhupada then quotes a verse by Lord Rishabdev. Nunam pramata kurute vikarma yad indya prita aparnoti na sadhu manye yata atmanoyam asanapi kleshara asadeha. So he's quoting this verse which says, which Prabhupada gives a very long translation. And why does Prabhupada do that for some of the verses? Because some verses, for us to understand, will be very deep. So Prabhupada in the translation gives the translation and some part of a purport, some deeper translation. So this verse is very deep. It's saying that pramata, nunam pramata. Pramata means bewildered, mad. Nuna pramata kurute vikarma yat indriprite aparnoti. Aparnoti, one who has taken sense gratification as the aim of life, which basically the asuras in the line of Bali Maharaj. Asura means they don't accept God. They are not going to practice self-realization. They are dedicated to enjoying this material world as far as possible. So he's saying here, Rishabdev, that one who has accepted sense gratification as aim of life becomes mad. Pramata becomes mad after sense gratification. And kurute vikarma. What is vikarma? Huh?
Which are the actions which get bad results? Sin. Forbidden action.
What?
Forbidden action.
Forbidden action, that is more accurate. That actions which should not be done. Karma are prescribed in the Vedas. Karma. Karma means whatever is your varna and ashram position, you carry out those activities which are prescribed. Prescribed duty, karma. Vikarma is forbidden. They should not be done. But a person who has accepted sense gratification as the aim of life, he must do sin. He must do sin. Pramata, he becomes mad after sanskarification. Kurute vikarm, he will do vikarm. So, pramata means mad. Now, how does someone become mad? We have senses. These senses demand. But we are meant to ignore them. A person who doesn't ignore the senses, what happens? They become stronger and stronger and stronger and greater. This is we do not know that. But Bhagavad Gita says that Kamarupeya Kantaya Dushpurena Nalena Cha. Dushpurena means never satisfied. Purna is complete. It will never be complete, your sense gratification. This is all message to Bali Maharaj. That, look, I am not satisfied with 3 places. I will not be satisfied with the whole 3 planets. So he's telling you, why did you go after all these planets? You want to be satisfied. You will not be satisfied. By 3 steps, if you're not, you will not satisfy with 3 planetary systems. So, Dushpurena means not complete. Your sense gratification will never be complete. There's no time when you say, now it's done, finished, okay, I enjoy it, now let me stop. That's not going to happen. Dushpurena nalena. What is alena? Alena? Sanskrit. 1 word, many words. So this is fire. Anala. Samsara davanala. What is davanala?
Forest fire.
Yeah. So what is?
It means fire.
Anala means fire. Okay, so now lust is described as Dushpurena Nalena. It's described as a fire. So the translation, that in that verse, that which is never satisfied and which burns like a fire. Our senses are not meant to be served. Why? Because they become stronger and stronger, and now in this case Bali Maharaj just went and took over the whole 3 planetary systems to satisfy his senses. Thinking, now I'll be satisfied. I got 3 planetary systems. But here it says, pramata, you become mad and you do vikarma if you go after sense gratification. And then, what else happens? As long as we have this desire for sense gratification, as Bali Maharaj does here, na sadhu mani yatha atmani asa api klesha asadeha, that Rishabdev is saying, I don't think, na sadhu mani, I don't think this is sensible, this is wise, that this body, the body which we got, how did we get it? How did we get this body?
Past actions and desires.
How did we get this body? Karma. That means we did sense gratification. We desired to enjoy the body. We desired to enjoy this world. So we are given another body. So, Rishabdev is saying, I don't think it's wise that you got this body, which is klesha da. Klesha means suffering. Da means giving. Klesha da. Bhakti is shubha da. There is one shlok. Gives auspiciousness. But sense gratification gives us this body. But this body is klesha da. It gives suffering. So he said, telling his sons, I don't think it's wise that you, or all of us, got this material body from material desires, and the body is making us suffer now. And now we are again doing sense gratification to get another body in the next life. This is not wise. You are already suffering now. We got the body, now we are struggling. Now again you want to enjoy this body and get another body. This is not wise. So this is in the purport. And he said, it's not befitting an intelligent person, na sadhamani. So, in this material world, here, according to Rishabdev, human beings in this material world are like mad men engaged in activities which should not be performed, but which they do perform for sense gratification. So if we listen to our senses, where will we end up? We can't imagine. There, you see, in this country and every country, there are laws to punish people. Some of the punishments are very severe because the crime is severe. So the people still commit crimes, but they know I'll be punished. They know finally I'll be caught, but they cannot stop. because senses became too strong. They now have to break the laws and suffer and do their sinful activities. This is the nature. So one should not listen to their senses. Vamanadeva came to show in different parts of this Leela. Now one of them is that you should be satisfied. Whatever you have, be satisfied. Further down in this purport, here Prabhupada explains that the Varnashram Dharma is recommended so people can be satisfied with what they have. He says that the aim of the Varnashram Dharma is to train one to control senses and be content with the bare necessities. Just be happy. And now Varnashram is based on duties. So the duties that are performed by a Brahmana, whatever you need to perform your duty, that much you should have. So the Brahmana is supposed he's the most supposed to be most intelligent, most renounced, and he's supposed to have realized Brahman at least. Brahma janati iti Brahmin. Brahmin means one who has realized Brahma. So he lives with the minimum necessities. He came. So now you see, Vamanadeva is asking 3 pieces of land. He's showing, I'll be happy. This is enough. I'm satisfied. A Brahmana keeps himself in poverty willingly and very little. He doesn't try to accumulate wealth. Even if he's given a big donation, he'll take what he needs that day and give out the rest. Next day, again, he'll leave. Whatever Krishna. So then the Kshatriya, okay, Kshatriya has whole land. Yes, but it belongs to the Brahmanas. This is mentioned in this Prithu Leela, which is in the 4th canto. There, Prabhupada, the Prithu Maharaj says that I'm not able to give you anything. I don't have anything. When the 4 Kumaras visit him. So now who's talking? He is the emperor of the world. Why are you saying that I don't have anything? Prabhupada explains, because he's not saying that this is his property. It belongs to the Brahmanas. I'm just ruling. So now Kshatriya, okay, but Kshatriya has wealth and he's able to enjoy the wealth. But it's in his mind that one day I have to give it up and leave. So they are also taught that they're allowed some level of sense gratification because their work is so intense you can't imagine. You know, people cannot manage even one locality here, JP Nagar, there are potholes and people cannot understand how to properly manage. But they were managing the whole planet successfully under great pressure. So they were given a lot of allowance for sense gratification. But they were so knowledgeable and controlled that finally they knew I have to give it up. And they'd give it up. They'd give it up also. So then he's saying here, Prabhupada, that Varnashram system is meant for teaching us that we should be satisfied with the minimum things. And so I spoke about Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya. Vaishyas possess a lot, land, cows, grains, but they give out a lot. They're actually supporting all of the other 3 Varnas. So they are taught to be also satisfied with less. Even whatever they have, they eventually give it out. And whatever earnings they give, 50% is given. Only they take 50%. Other 50% is given for God-conscious activities, and other 50% is given to relatives. 50 they will take and use for themselves of their earnings. And Shudra, of course, they will not have much possessions. They are not given money. They are given whatever they need. So in this way, the Varnashram system is meant for teaching that one should be satisfied with the minimum necessity. So here in the purport he says, Lord Vamanadeva, as an ideal brahmachari, refuses Bali Maharaj's offer to give him anything he might want. He refuses, I don't want. Ideal brahmachari. Of course, we take it, we give it to the temple. We'll not that we'll refuse. So he says that without contentment, one could not be happy, even if he possesses the property of the entire world or the entire universe. Balima just took the whole world, the whole universe. In human society, therefore, the Brahminical culture, Kshatriya culture and Vaishya culture must be maintained. People must be taught how to be satisfied with only what they need. Now it's not like that. Accumulate. Now it's consumer culture. Now the system is that, stand up. The system now is that people are taught, study hard, study like a donkey. And then get a job, work like an ass, get money. Why? You have to buy this and this and this and this. But I don't need it. No, you have to buy it. You need it. It's for you. All of these things. Okay. After studying, then buying all these things. Now I got it. Get the new model. New model came out. Get that. Okay. I can't afford. Take a loan. EMI. This is consumer culture. And if government wants to show advancement, what do? Biggest mall in Asia. We built a mall. Look. What is a mall? Simply go and buy things. If you analyze, this whole civilization is simply buying things. We'll buy another thing, buy another. I can't afford. Get a good job, get more money, get EMI, get credit, get more money, buy things. Consumer culture. Now, people will never be satisfied in this. And those who can't afford, they become so depressed and upset. Of course, we will not afford everything. But Prabhupada is saying here, this culture should be maintained. Brahmana, Vaishya, Shudra. Now it's showing, Brahmana, Vaishya, Kshatriya. And here it's shown how Vamanadeva came before someone with so much. He said, I just want 3 pieces of land. Oh, you unintelligent boy, you came to me, you should ask much more. No. If I'm not satisfied with 3 pieces of land, I'll not be satisfied with 3 planetary systems. Hint to Bali Maharaj, you'll not be happy with these 3 planetary systems. Give it to me later, he'll say. He'll take it from him. It's like hinting that you're not going to be happy. You'll only be happy if you're a devotee. So give me all the land and become a devotee. And that's what happened. So this is just like a hint. And as Prabhupada says that in the modern civilization, there is no such education. Everyone tries to possess more and more. Everyone is dissatisfied and unhappy. Or there's that verse in Bhagavad Gita that explains all the rivers rush into the ocean. Ocean doesn't increase, it stays where it is. Where is that verse? You know that verse? Apuryamanam achala pratishtham samudram apa pravashanti yadvat tadvat yad kama pravashanti sa shantim avapnoti na kama kami. As all rivers rush into the ocean, but the ocean is not agitated. If you look in the ocean, it's still as it is. Similarly, a person in whom all kinds of sense gratification ideas come in their head, but does not act on them, he is peaceful, not the one who strives to satisfy those desires. So therefore, this Krishna consciousness movement is therefore establishing various farms, especially in America, to show how to be happy and content with the minimum necessities of life and save time for self-realization, which one can very easily achieve by chanting the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So Prabhupada brought this idea of Varnashram farm communities to show people how to be happy with minimum necessities. Farmer, but actually, it's not that they'll just be farming and in Varnashram, but the whole point is Daivi Varnashram. They will be practicing Krishna consciousness. This is the greatest wealth. Bali Maharaj gave up everything finally to Vamanadeva. He had the wealth. You can say he gave up all his wealth. Even his guru told him, you fool, what are you doing? How will you enjoy? You're giving up everything. And he said, yes, you promised, but don't worry. You didn't say Om. A promise is only, you should say Om, otherwise it's not valid. It's okay. You can go back on your promise. Elsewhere he says, it's okay to cheat and lie. He gives different cases when you can lie. He's giving different arguments. Why? Bali Maharaj, don't do this, go back on your promise. He said, to flatter a woman, to bring her under your control, it's okay to lie. And in joking, you can lie. In a marriage ceremony, there also. In earning one's livelihood, you can cheat. Vaishya, I'm making so much profit, I'm making less profit only for you. It's okay, you can do that, Prabhupada says. When one's life is in danger, you can lie. In protecting cows and Brahminical culture, you can lie. Or in protecting a person from an enemy's hand, you can lie. So he's telling you can lie, don't worry, don't give everything. Don't give it. How will you survive? How will I survive? In other words, he meant himself. He was not a spiritual guru, he was a guru in karmakand, basically. So, Vamanadeva was saying, no, you give up everything now. Give it up, then you'll be happy. Now you'll not be happy. With these three worlds, you'll not be happy. Finally, Bali Maharaj gave up everything. And you can say he lost everything. No, he gained everything. So in Varnashram, people are going to give up all these malls and laptops and phones and iPads. They'll give up everything, but they'll get a greater wealth. They'll get the wealth of Krishna. So Bali Maharaj, he didn't lose, he gained Krishna. Krishna came right at his door and he said, I'll remain here in your kingdom. At the door, as the doorman for your palace, for your kingdom. So even if we give up everything material, but we attain Krishna, this is a greater wealth. Before telling him to give it up, he himself demonstrated, see, I don't want this, I'll not be happy. So you give it up now. And he gave it up. And so everyone remembers Bali Maharaj's sacrifice. Eternally, Rupa Goswami quoted his example as Atma Nivedanam, example of bhakti where one gives up everything. It's a form of bhakti. We'll not quote it to new people, but it's a form of bhakti. So in that way, he attained a greater status than what he was. Hare Krishna. Question?
Generally, one of the qualities of devotee is to be simple.
Yeah.
But we see many devotees, like Bali Maharaj or Dhruva Maharaj, they had a lot of material desires. How do we understand?
Material desires?
Yeah, Bali Maharaj, he conquered in a mood of enjoying. Even Dhruva Maharaj had this thing, he wanted a greater.
Well, Dhruva Maharaj, he initially was not a devotee, but when he became a devotee, he didn't want the benediction. He said, Swamin Kritarthosmi Varam Nayache. That he said, Swami, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I am satisfied. Krita Arthosmi Varam Nayache. I don't want the benediction. But by force, Vishnu gave it to him. He said, I don't want, no, take it. Then he became upset that now I give trouble to the Supreme Lord. So devotee wouldn't desire. Now Bali Maharaj, he was a devotee, yes, but you can see he was not fully. But finally he became a full devotee. He gave up everything. Also another thing is that he is you can say Kshatriya in one perverted way. Kshatriya is meant to be a devotee, at least following. But in one way he is a king, and kings do conquer. Kings will conquer other planet. That's what they'll do. So in that way, but a devotee not supposed to have material desires. You can say, yes, we have material desire. We are devotees in one way, but we are not in another. We have yet to come on that platform. We use that word loosely sometimes. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.